Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. It's a noticeable story. If you are solo stand and can't see other members, then this story isn't for you. You are on wrong channel. Watch the story carefully, then comment. Be respectful and don't embarrass yourself. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. In the cold, dark, rainy night, where everyone was sleeping peacefully under their warm and cozy blanket, a 6-year-old boy was running while carrying his 2-year-old injured and unconscious brother, clinging to his heart, begging strangers to save his life, but no one came forward to help him. Will he get the help before it's too late? Arthur's point of view: a 6-year-old Cookie and 2-year-old Titi were living with their abusive step parents, who weren't treating them like a normal children. They beat them on small things. They forced them to work. Cookie, being the elder brother, tried his best to protect Titi from all the abuse. He wouldn't let Titi to do any work. His step-parents gave him food only one time in a day, and that too when he worked. Titi was only 2 years. He didn't know anything. He wanted to eat more, so Cookie always saved food for him and ate leftovers. He tried to give him a normal childhood. Their step-parents had a 4 months old daughter. Titi wanted to play with her. She also liked Titi's presence, but their step-parents didn't. They often scolded and beat him to touch their daughter. One day, Titi was sick. He was burning in fever and hungry. Their step-parent went to a party, leaving them in the house alone. They even locked the kitchen too, so that they couldn't take anything to eat. Cookie helped neighbor Nuna in her packing, and she gave Cookie some money, a glass of milk, and some cookies to eat. Cookie happily gave them to Titi and went to bring medicine for him from the pharmacy. Step-parents returned and thought Titi stole the milk and cookies. When they weren't there, they snatched the milk and cookie from Titi's hand and threw them. They even beat him too and threw him out of the house in heavy rain. When Cookie returned, he found Titi on the road. His forehead was bleeding. He passed out in Cookie's arms. Cookie begged his step-parents to take Titi hospital, but they locked the door. Cookie carried Titi in his arms and begged the strangers, but none of them came forward to help him. He bumped into the mafia's car. He begged them too, but they didn't show mercy and left. Now he was all alone there. Let's see what happens next. Jin, on call. No, I want all the details. Now you will only report to me. Now onward, I will handle everything on my own. Inform this to everyone. I won't repeat myself again. I have some files. I will tell you my decision tomorrow. The suddenly brake was pulled and his head bumped into the front seat. I will call you later. Cut the call. Jimin, how carelessly are you driving the car? Jimin, sorry, Hang. Actually, I had applied the brakes, but due to rain, the car slipped a little. Jin, be careful while driving in the rain. Jin, Hyang, there is a little boy on the road carrying another little boy. Maybe Yungi Hang's car hit him. Jin, what? Yungi? Slowly shook his head in disbelief. Go and check them. Jimin, Jimin went to Cookie, who was begging strangers who was passing by there. His leg twisted because of falling, so he couldn't stand up. Cookie, please, somebody help me. Jimin, what happened to you? Cookie looked at Jimin with teary eyes. Hyang, my brother isn't opening his eyes. Please help me. Take him to the hospital. Grab Jimin's leg. Please don't deny. Jin came there. What happened, Jimin? Why are you taking so long? Jimin looked at Jin. Hyang, this boy is asking for help. His brother passed out. No one is ready to help him. Can we help him? Cookie looked at Jin. Please. Jin, get in the car. Cookie, thank you. Tried to stand up but fell. Jimin quickly grabbed Cookie and prevented him from falling. Be careful. Touched T's face. He's burning. Jin, get them in the car fast. I will drive. Went to car. Jin started the car and brought to them. Jimin carefully carried T and helped Cookie to sit on the passenger seat. Jimin sat in the back seat with T. He removed his coat and wrapped T in it and clung to his chest. Jin tied Cookie's seat belt, who was continuously looking back. Don't worry, nothing will happen to your brother. Started the car. Jimin, Hyang, hospital is other side. You are going in the wrong direction. Jin, while driving in full speed, I'm taking both of them home. Hobie will treat them at home. Jimin, do you think after what happened today, he will treat him? Jin, leave that on me. I know very well how to handle him. Cookie wasn't listening to him. He was looking at T with worried eyes. He was so scared. He didn't want to lose TT like his mom. Jin was time to time looking at Cookie and reading his worried expression. He drove towards home at lightning speed and reached there in just a few minutes. Jin ran to door and opened with his spare key while carrying Cookie in his arms, who was looking back at TT. He didn't take his eyes off TT for a few moments. Jimin brought TT and placed him on the couch. Jin made Cookie sit on the couch and shouted, Hobie! 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 Come here fast! I don't have time to waste. Jimin started removing T's wet clothes while looking at Cookie. Don't worry, he will be fine. My Hyang is a doctor. Hobie, it's too much today. How can he do this with us? Jungi, I don't understand. He even threw me out and snatched my all the rights. Can you imagine? The mafia king was thrown out of his own throne. Now I don't have any rights, not even to order my right hand man. June, he only snatched your rights but questioned my decision in front of everyone. It was so humiliating. It shows that he has no trust in me at all. If this continues, it will become very difficult for me to work. Hobby, for me too. He said I'm so careless. I'm not doing my work properly. Does he even know anything about medical field? On what basis was he making such a serious accusation against me? I don't know about you guys, but I have had enough. Just because he's elder doesn't mean he can do anything and we can just listen. We have some self respect too. He can't humiliate me in front of everyone. Jungi, I also feel that he has become so controlling. He wasn't like that. He himself had left all the responsibilities to us. But after returning from Germany, I don't know what happened to him. Now he wants to assert his authority over everything. He isn't ready to listen to us, and I will never forget what he did today. June, now it's time to tell him that he can't control us. If he leaves us with some responsibilities, we will handle them our way, not his old ways. There is no need for him to interfere in our matter again and again. He has mistaken our respect for weakness. We are silent because we respect him, not fear him. Hobie, yes, you are right. We are his brothers, not slaves, who will obey his orders. We have had enough. I'm over in my head now. Just one defeat and yet he is treating us so badly. Has he forgotten all our victories? Has just one defeat weighted heavily on our victories? He is weighing our years of hard work on just one defeat. Jin shouted from living room. Hobie! 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 Come here fast! I don't have time to waste! Yungi, it's Yang's voice. Now, why is he shouting and calling you? June, has the sky fallen? Hobie, don't know, but he sounds worried. Let's go and check. Jin shouted more angrily. Kim Hoshok, where have you died? Come here quickly! Hearing Jin's shouting, everyone ran to living room and found Cookie was sitting on the couch. They recognized him and became furious to see him at their home. June, you bloody beggar! You came here while chasing us? Yungi, how dare you to follow us? When we told you that we don't have time to waste on you or nonsense story, Cookie got scared to see their angry expressions. I didn't come here while chasing you. Tried to stand but fell. Hobie, one more drama. You are such a good actor at this young age. Jin, shut up! He isn't acting. Grabbed Hobie's hand and dragged to tea. Treat this little boy fast. Hobie yanked his hand. I won't treat him. Jimin, are you mad, Yang? He will die. Hobie, then let him die. I don't care. Jin slapped him. I had enough of your nonsense. Don't force me to show you real Kim Shok Jin. Do your work. Gave him his medical bag, which he already brought earlier. Don't you dare me to repeat myself again, Kim. Hoshok, because if I do that, it won't be good for you. Lower your gaze and move your hand fast. Check him. He has high fever and has been unconscious for don't know how long. Hobie's eyes met with Jin's furious eyes. He lowered his gaze and started doing his work. He didn't want to obey him, but he didn't have the courage to refuse him. His hands automatically went to the stethoscope. He picked that from his medical bag and started examining TT. Jimin was standing beside Cookie and giving him side hug. Cookie was looking at TT with worried eyes. TT's unconscious state worried him even more. Hobie, his heart rate is fast. He is burning up. Looked at Cookie. How old is he? Cookie, 2 years. Hobie, when did the fever start? Cookie, 2 days ago. He stayed in the rain for a long time. At midnight, his body started warming up. He's coughing and sneezing too. Yungi, 2 days ago it was raining very heavily. He's very small. You should have taken care of him. How can you be so careless? Cookie, I tried to send him inside the house, but he didn't listen to me. Hobie, has his fever subsided even a little? Cookie shook his head vigorously. No, it's just kept getting worse. Hobie, auxiliary would be safer. Auxiliary underarm temperature is common and safe for toddlers at home. He avoided the oral method because T was unconscious. He lifted T slightly and slipped the thermometer under his arm. Holding T's elbow snug against his body. When the thermometer beeped, he pulled it out. His expression changed instantly. Hobie, while holding the thermometer, 102.2 Fahrenheit. That's too high. Press the thermometer against his palm, recalculating. Auxiliary is usually lower, which means his core temperature is worse. Jin, what happened? What are you mumbling? What's his temperature? Hobie showed the thermometer. 102.2 Fahrenheit. That too from auxiliary method. His actual temperature is worse. Turn to Cookie. What did he eat? Cookie, cold rice from last night in the afternoon. Jimin widened his eyes. What? Don't you know that children shouldn't be given cold and leftover food? And that too when they are already sick? Cookie, I didn't have anything to give Titi. Titi was so hungry, so I gave him it. I gave him milk and cookies too to eat few minutes ago, but he vomited. June, again a blunder. He has a cold and you have given him milk. Milk should be avoided in case of cold and cough as it causes mucus formation. This made his cough even worse. Hobie, June, that's a common myth that milk forms mucus and it should be avoided, but it may make existing film feel thicker, which can temporarily worsen discomfort during a cough. Milk is a good in fever and cough, especially golden milk. Warm milk with turmeric, with honey, fever often leads to loss of appetite. Milk provides necessary calories and vitamins B12 to help combat fatigue. It's an excellent source of fluid and nutrition like protein, calcium, and vitamin D, which are vital for recovering from fever. Note: did you know that milk doesn't cause mucus? I didn't know. I believed milk should be avoided in cough. Yeah, I knew about golden milk with honey helped in cold and fever. Cooking. Will Titi be fine? Hobie looked at him. He will be fine very soon. There is nothing to worry. He just needs rest and medication. Treated T's forehead, bruises, and injected him. Jin. Now check him too. He couldn't stand. Hobie examined Cookie. You also have a fever. You need rest and medication too. Treated him. Cookie. I don't have money to pay your fees. Jin. You don't need to pay anything. Your clothes are wet. You need to change. Looked at Jimin. Arrange the clothes for them. Jimin. But Yang, we don't have clothes for his size. Jimin. Cut your hoodie in his size. Your hoodie will be full dress for him. Jimin. Okay. Lift. Jin looked at Yoongi. Go and prepare soup for him. Looked at June. Open the guest room and do the arrangement of his stay. Looked at Hobie. Go and help him. Yoongi. I'm not going to prepare anything. I'm not his servant. Hobie. And why will he stay here? Send him to his home. June. Is our house a shelter home where such beggars stay? Jin glared at him. I didn't tell you all to open your mouth and argue. Do what I said. Don't try to teach me what should I do or not. I'm your Hyang and you have to obey me. Now go, said coldly with authority. Everyone left unwillingly. They all were mafias and in a very bad mood. They even were mad at Jin, but still Jin held the authority. Jin went to his room. Cookie went to tea with the support of Couch, who wrapped in Jimin's coat and was still unconscious. Cookie held Tea's tiny baby hand in his hands. Titi, Cookie Hangi saved you. Dr. Hangi said Titi will be fine. There is nothing to worry. Titi should rest. Kissed on his forehead. Jin brought the blanket. He stopped at the staircase after seeing Cookie lovingly kiss his face. Hearing his talk, his heart melted. Jin. Mama, why isn't Uni talking? Is he mad because Ginny scolded him for sleeping and snatching Ginny's tangerine? Why did Dada lock the door? Mama, Mama, why aren't you replying to Ginny? Mrs. Kim. Ginny, there is nothing to worry. Uni is just sick. Doctor Uncle is treating Uni. Dada is with Uni. Jin. No, my lying. Ginny Shwa, Uni wasn't talking to Ginny.
Uni didn't even come to pick Ginny from school. Uni is definitely mad at Ginny.
Ran from there. Mrs. Kim, Ginny, Ginny, listen. Ash, this boy. Jin ran to his parents' room and found doctor was going to give Yoongi injection. He pushed the doctor and injection fell. He ran to Yoongi who was laying unconsciously and hugged him tightly. Jin saw Yoongi's forehead stitches and angrily looked at doctor.
You are a bad doctor. You hurt Uni.
Threw the cushion on him.
Go from here. Aren't you satisfied with stitching Uni's forehead? Now you want to pierce Uni's skin with this big needle.
Mrs. Kim, Ginny, PP doctor uncle isn't hurting Uni. Uni fell from the staircase and hurt his forehead. Doctor uncle only fixed his wound. These stitches will be removed soon. Now go to your mama. Uni needs this injection, otherwise Uni will get tetanus. Mrs. Kim, Ginny, your dada is right. Come, let's go. Let Doctor Uncle does his work. Jin hugged him tightly.
No! Ginny won't go anywhere, leaving Uni alone.
Mrs. Kim carried him in her arms and left.
No!
Jin smiled and went to Cookie. He's all right. Cookie turned to Jin.
Thank you, good Hyang.
Jin smiled. It's all right. See, I brought the blanket. Now you won't catch a cold. Soon Jimin will come with clothes. He removed Cookie's wet clothes and wrapped him in a blanket. He noticed few new and old bruises on his body. It seemed like they were never treated. He gently set Cookie on the couch and slowly picked the ointment from Hobie's medical bag. Cookie,
Thank you, good Hyang, for this blanket. It's so warm.
Jin smiled. It's all right. I'm Kim Shokjin, eldest Yang. You can call me Jinny Hangi. The one who went to bring clothes for you is Jimin. You can call him Mini Hangi. The one who treated you and your brother is Hoshok. You can call him Hobie Hangi. The tallest one who went to prepare room for you is Namjoon. You can call him Juni Hangi. The one whose tongue is long and bitter and went to prepare soup for you is Yoongi. You can call him Yoongi Hangi. Cookie,
Cookie's name is Cookie. Cookie is 6 years old. And he's Titi. Titi is 2 years old.
Jin, wow, you have such a cute name, Cookie. You are so brave. Now, will you answer me honestly? Cookie,
Cookie will answer Jinny Hangi.
Jin slowly pulled Cookie's arm and applied ointment. Where is your home? You ran to the road with Titi. Your mama dada must be waiting for you both. Cookie looked down with sad pout.
Cookie's mama is with God. Cookie's dada brought new mama. New mama and dada threw Cookie and Titi out of the house because Titi vomited on new mama na. Now Cookie and Titi don't have any house. Jinny Hangi, can Cookie and Titi stay here with you all? Cookie and Titi won't take much place. When Cookie will find a new place, Cookie will go with Titi.
Jin's heart clings to hear this. Hearing this from a 6-year-old boy is problematic. He, his untreated bruises, mature dogs, protective behavior were screaming his pain and sufferings. Jin didn't take much time to understand that he was living in a toxic family where his step-parents abused both of them. Jin took a deep breath and softly looked at Cookie. Hmm, you both can live here. Now onwards, it's your home too. Now, you two don't need to worry. Lovingly creased his face. Cookie hugged him tightly.
Thank you, Ginny Hangi.
Yoongi brought the soup and Jin fed Cookie. Jimin wore him his hoodie. He was so happy. For the first time in so many years, he ate a full meal. He looked at Yoongi and gently held his finger with his full hand. Cookie,
Thank you for this soup, Uni Hangi. It was so
Yoongi yanked his hand. Don't you dare to touch me. I'm not your Yunihangi. Only Hang calls me by this name. I dare you to use this name again. Jin. Yoongi, behave yourself. He's already injured. Yoongi, I don't care. Angrily left. Jin looked at Hobie. I want you all in my room in 10 minutes. Inform him too. Let's go, Cookie. Carried Teacock in his arms and left. Jimin went to June and held his hand. June Yang? June yanked his hand. Don't you dare to touch me. Whatever has happened today has happened only because of you. Hobie turned Jin to himself. We fought Yoongi Yang for you and you betrayed us. We helped you to follow your dreams and you became the reason of our humiliation. June. Kim Jimin, I will never forget this humiliation ever. Angrily left. Jimin. No, Hang, please listen. Hobie. Listen. What? What happiness did you get by backbiting about us? Now don't expect anything from us. Left. Jimin. Yeah, no, please listen to me. I didn't mean to hurt you. Where there is evil, there is good. The night Dad came to steal his brother away, instead gifted him an unexpected family. But peace doesn't come without a price. The struggle is far from over. 3 of the 5 don't welcome his presence. In a house filled with distrust and unspoken tension, how long can he survive? And more importantly, how will he protect his brother while learning to belong to a family that never asked for him? Will Cookie get here a normal childhood? Will he be able to win the rest of the 3 members' hearts? Will Jin be able to solve the conflict that has arisen in his family? To be continued. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. Not every child's fate is similar. Some are wrapped in warm blanket in this winter, while some have to work to earn 2 meals a day. Some feel jealous after seeing others that why they don't have the things that others have, while some are thankful for the things that they have. Some aren't happy even with luxury and some are happy with just 2 meals a day. We never value those things which we get very easily without hard work. Let's see how will Cookie protect TT and give him a normal childhood which he couldn't get. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with the next part. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.